Hello and welcome to Post to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. There's been a lot of terrible first overall picks in the past 30 years or so.
How can they get us so wrong sometimes?
I know, it's crazy. And that's what this video is about. Justin's actually going to do most of this video, or really all of this video. I'm just here to do an intro. So this video is going to be the top 5 worst first overall picks since 1990.
That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, yes. So there's been some amazing first overall picks, and there's been some terrible first overall picks. And Justin's going to be here to tell you all about those top 5. So Justin, take it away.
Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about our top 5 who we think would be the worst first overall draft picks since 1990. Now obviously if we went back before 1990 there would be other terrible first overall picks, but I wanted to keep this fairly current, in order to stick with today's NHL or guys that have recently retired, recently been on their way out, and basically encompass more of a fan base, because I'm not considering myself old. I am 33. However, if we went back before 1990, we might be starting to get into a lot of players that maybe some of our followers or a lot of current hockey fans might not be that familiar with. So with my 5 selections, they're not in any particular order who I think would be, the worst overall, first overall pick of all time. I mean, you can have a solid argument for any one of the 5 that I picked here, but I'm just going to go ahead and do them basically as they came to me when I started thinking about this topic. So the first guy that popped into my mind was Alexander Daigle, or is it Alexander Daigle? I think I've always referred to him as Alexander Daigle. Now, he was selected first overall by the Ottawa Senators in 1993. Now, here's the real kicker for this guy. He never amassed more than 51 points in a season in his career. His career high in goals was only 26. So for me, when I look at a first overall pick, these numbers are kind of low. Ottawa really thought they were going to have a superstar in their hands, but unfortunately it just never panned out with this guy, and it was a missed opportunity. And if we go back to the 93 draft, I believe that's also the draft year that Paul Kariya and Chris Pronger came into the NHL, which to me, these guys are, of course, solid Hall of Famers, in my opinion. Love Paul Kariya, and of course, Chris Pronger, to me, one of the greatest defensemen of all time. Number 2 on my list is Patrick Stefan. He was selected first overall by the Atlanta Thrashers in 1999. So there's a little bit of a trip down memory lane since the Atlanta Thrashers no longer exist. Now, his career high came in 2003-2004. He had 14 goals and 40 points. So if you have that as a season high in points as a first overall draft pick, I consider that a complete bust. And also, 1999, that was the year the Sedin twins were drafted as well. So kind of a missed opportunity there for Atlanta, because whether I'm a fan of the Sedin twins or not, you can't argue against their talent. They're very talented individuals. Number 3, and this one I'm sure would be number 1 on a lot of people's lists, would be Rick DiPietro. Now, he only played 318 games. Now, unfortunately for DiPietro, there was a lot of buzz around him, and injuries is what really kept him out of the game and really ended his career prematurely. Now, at the time, the Islanders signed him to the longest contract in NHL history. It was 15 years, $67.5 million. And to this day, it's considered the worst contract in NHL history. So Rick DiPietro could be number 1 on a lot of lists. And, at the time, boy, they thought they were getting perhaps the best goalie in the world moving forward, but injuries just plagued him his whole career, unfortunately. Now, number 4, this one's a lot more current. I put first overall selection from 2012, and that belonged to the Edmonton Oilers, who had a long string of first overall picks, and that was Yakupov. Now, he played 81 games one year. I believe that would have been in 2013, 2014, right in that zone. But he only missed one game that full season. So I basically classified as playing a full season at 81 games. And he put up 14 goals, 19 assists for 33 points. That's a first overall pick? Dang. Now keep in mind, in that year, in 2012, Edmonton passed on the names of Philip Forsberg, Hurdle, Trouba, Riley, Galchenyuk was also that year as well. So, there was a lot of great talent in that draft. However, Edmonton really thought that Nail Yakupov would be that power forward. And for the longest time, they were stockpiling forwards. But, man, Yakupov, complete dud, in my opinion. And I'm surprised he's still around in the NHL at all. Now, for number 5, this one is going to create some conflict. But, hear me out. 1991, the year the Quebec Nordiques selected first overall Eric Lindros. Now, I know already you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute, Eric Lindros is a Hall of Fame player. Why the hell is he on this list? Well, there's a big reason for that. Because when Eric Lindros was selected first overall by the Quebec Nordiques, he decided to become a little diva and basically refused to play for the Quebec Nordiques. Now, growing up as a hockey player, obviously your dream is to play in the NHL. And when your name is finally said that, hey, we're selecting you in the draft, you're going to play in the NHL perhaps, and then you throw a hissy fit and basically state, okay, I don't want to play for this club. I mean, there's no player in the world that is bigger than the game of hockey. But Eric Lindros decided to take it upon himself and make himself bigger than the game of hockey and said, well, I don't want to play for you. I want to play somewhere else. But in the end, luckily, the Quebec Nordiques got the last laugh because with the whole fiasco with Eric Lindros, they were able to secure the assets necessary in order to go on as a franchise and win 2 Stanley Cups after moving to Colorado. So because of that whole fiasco, that's the reason why I put Eric Lindros in this list. But also I just wanted to kind of rant on him a little bit because it's something that still really bothers me. And because of all that, and of course his career not really panning out to the degree it should have, because to me Eric Lindros should have been the next Mario Lemieux, the next dominant power forward. But because of concussions and so on, his career was cut short too. But it was because of all those antics in 91 when he refused to play for the Nordiques is why I landed him on this list, because it created a lot of headaches for the Quebec Nordiques. And to me, it was a bit of a dud as a first overall selection because they selected somebody who didn't even want to play for them. And it created so many headaches for them. I felt for them. But hey, they got the last laugh. After moving to Colorado, they secured 2 Stanley Cups. So, in conclusion, that would be my 5 picks for the worst first overall selections.
All right, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed Justin's list there. Leave a comment down below and let us know what you think was the worst first overall pick since 1990. This is your first video on Post to Post. Hope you can hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button, and we'll catch you later. Adios.